What's up, my gamers? We are back once again with our second duel in the tournament. Yes, we're back with the second duel. After our first match against Draco went very well, we are now matched up against Terry, who is going to be piloting Star today. Star, the nation of Astral. And projected best deck in the format, yes. We're going to go ahead and get right into things, because this match is a bit of a banger. I will roll off the die roll, and Terry elects to go first. My hand's pretty good. Get myself some good first turn plays in the form of Melina or Grand Summoner. I am once again piloting Beast Down, the deck profile, first video on the channel. And Beast Down has a pretty bad matchup into Star and Astral in general. I knew this going in because I've been practicing a lot against Mecha and Astral in general, because it being such a meta force. So I knew going in, it was an uphill battle, to say the least. I made one little change to my deck going into this. I took out the U-offs for Faunus Spirit Caller, because I think Faunus is just a little bit of a better card. Turn 1 goes in, we drop a Melina for turn 1. Terry went first and just passed, as most decks do. Peep 3, and I debate the Aura or LSI here. I believe I grabbed the Aura. LSI is absolutely dog shit in this matchup because it just really never comes up. In fact, Beasts are pretty bad in this matchup entirely, so we'll see my surprise plan for that in game 2. Terry is very good with this deck, I will say. He really pushed me to the wall in all 3 games. And I think you're going to really enjoy this one. I have the footage sped up here because there is quite a bit of time between moves. I think my biggest thing with Astral right now is just, it is a nation that pluses very hard. Most of their cards have effects that give you more cards immediately, so they immediately replace themselves. So yeah, you see Dimension Javelin coming down, in which exiles top card to draw a card for free. So very powerful. Again, we've seen that trend now. And we're going to see a lot of these cards of Astrals that just immediately give you more cards. And this is really hard for a deck like Beast to deal with, because Beasts don't have effects at all. Or you don't want them to have effects. You really just, you're really fighting hard here to get any sort of value. My biggest advice for people fighting Astral right now is don't play cards if they don't give you immediate value, right? Astral is just going to outplus you. So every card you play needs to get you immediate value, either by killing something, plussing yourself, or something of that nature. You just have to be on top of it. Because if you don't, you're going to end up losing cards for nothing. You can't just throw out blockers like you would in a normal matchup. So we're going to see a support over Melina, pretty standard shit. Nothing really crazy to write home about that turn. I believe next turn I do a Grand Summoner one, if I'm not mistaken. I believe I do Training Grand Summoner to kill this board. Because another thing you can exploit with Astral is that all their dudes are very small, right? With the exception of Pulsar Transmitter and Merc, they're all 8k level 1s, and all their level 3s are 17k except for the vanilla. So if you have a good 18k level 3 or 2, you can really get some value going. We're just kind of seeing some hand cycling here, nothing too important to write home about. I spirit the Aura Beast, because Aura Beast is also kind of weird in this matchup. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good. Because I find you really need to kind of damage race Star a little bit. So every bit of drawback you deal just fucking matters. So I don't like using Aura unless I really need to clear a board. But since we have Faunus Spirit Caller in hand, I'm feeling confident spiriting that because I know I can get it back. I do have a spirit in I do have a Haven Spirit in there, so I am able to use my Melina, my Fluttering Cupid, my perfect defense. Fluttering Cupid is absolutely garbage in this matchup, by the way. You just can't fucking rely on it at all. So we see at least restrained. I forget exactly how game 1 goes, but this is a 3-round game, so it tells you that somebody went 2-1. And as a result, things get a little crazy, especially as we move into game 2 and 3. Game 1 is really just me punching the wall, so to speak. And what that really means is like I said, I went into this matchup just kind of knowing that Beast can't beat Star. Not really. You'd have to get really lucky, and your opponent would have to really brick. So I was trying my best to like maintain my card economy and just kind of do the best with what I had for game one. Because again, I wasn't very confident. I was not really expecting to win. So he's just doing normal Chrono Extractor stuff. Again, another ally that just goes +1. Photon Cardinal is really crazy. It's a level 2 that can make itself 20k if you have 7+ heads out, which is super easy to hit. It's like a better Undersea Lancer from Title. But Undersea Lancer takes 10 cards, and Photon Cardinal only takes 7. Very easy threshold hit. He's on the level 2 Vanilla Monster, which I think is a neat tech. I don't really agree with it per se. I think it's a bit clunky, but it does do some okay work. Either way, he clears my shit. I think he's playing the level 2 Vanilla to compensate for the fact that his level 1s are all really weak. Again, Chrono Extractor being 8k, Global Child 8k. And that's because they're just so good. We draw into an LSI, and I'm just kind of like, ugh. I remember like being visibly disgusted drawing this LSI. I'm just the matchup where it's fucking terrible. I debate spiriting that or Fluttering Cupid. I'd get rid of the Cupid because I'm like, well, the LSI might come up, but no. We go into a Reckless Impaler here that we targeted off the Grand Summoner, place in another Grand Summoner. I believe I go Faunus here, and I add back the Aura, because it's like the only way I'm going to break this board. And again, against Star, I need to be just constantly clearing. I have to use my cards as best as I can to just try to crawl back against their insurmountable advantage. And it might not look too bad right now, but it gets worse. He goes, why? Why would you do that? And it's like, well, because I gotta clear your fucking board now, don't I? We drop Bond, negate the effective Impaler. Yippee. So we go Faunus, Suicide, into Extractor, which again, you really hate doing, and then you Reckless Impaler over the Titanium. It's so hard having to Suicide my level 1 like that, but I don't know. It feels like it was the right call. Don't really think I particularly played badly game 1. I think I played pretty okay. At least given the circumstances I was in. I will say my spend is running pretty low, and I have 4 cards in hand that all say I spend 1 spirit, so that's pretty fucked. Reckless Impaler does lose 5,000 power during the opponent's turn. There's no way to stop that. Maybe one day, but that day is not today. Because the days of playing a 25k level 3 is really strong. Very hard for the opponent to out. Doobie-doobie-doo. Pulsar Transmitter comes in very strong. Adds out hand card and any star ally to your hand. Very good resource generator. Especially since this can add stuff like Black Hole Smith to go plus even more. I remember being confused by him adding the Cardinal here. I think I would have gone for the Black Hole Smith personally. But it's fine. I think he has a Javelin in hand or something that he plays to make this worth it. But yeah, the Photon Cardinal does come down. 20k versus my 20k. It's not enough to clear without supporting. Yeah, he plays a Javelin. This is what justified the Cardinal play. Because he already had a guy that drew a card. And this is just kind of the theme, right? Like, yeah, he put out 3 dudes, but one of those dudes drew him a card, so it immediately replaced a card in his hand. And then he's going to be able to kill my guy. And I just really can't keep up with that level of card economy. So yeah, he supports with those, kills that. Pulsar Transmitter stays up as a blocker. Terry very good at using his blockers this game 1. I remember being very annoyed at the amount of blockers. I draw into a Trainee and a PD, and I spirit that fucking LSI. I'm like, get that shit out of my hand. That card's so bad. Bad in the matchup, I should say. I believe I go Grand Summoner Mana Charge Trainee here to try to break the board. So yeah, we go Trainee, shuffle back to the Grand Summoner. Zippity-doo-dah, he goes away. I remember you in therapy. We draw into a PD, and I spirit the PD since I have 2 of them, and I don't really feel like I'm going to even use 1. We go 2 for the Mana Charge Beast, which I invoke off the Grand Summoner. Because again, I'm just trying to kill things. I use the Mana Charge Beast effect to boost it to 21k. I go Suicide Meditate Trainee into Pulsar Transmitter, and I use my remaining 2 dice to kill his 2 guys. So it's like I am keeping up. Like you notice I am keeping up. Like we are clearing his board, we are dwindling his resources. It might appear that we're on equal card economy, but that just isn't the case. And you'll see why. 3 hands for Star does not equal 3 hands for all. Terry Cat engages his spirit. He takes his turn, draws 2. He's going to spirit 1 of them. And you're going to see exactly what I mean by all this. So I had to lose 2 cards just to clear that board. If my guys had to stay, maybe it'd be a different story, but it's just not the way it is. You know, I had to use stuff like Mana Charge Beast to just do things. Just not the way, man. Maybe if it was a Denka, but I don't play Denka in the main deck. Really kicking myself in the groin for that one. Chrono Extractor, again, another +1. That's what I mean. It might seem like he only has 4 cards in hand, but some of those cards are going to hit more cards. So this Chrono Extractor, immediately, before it does anything, gets him another card, gets him another resource that he can use to beat my ass. I just can't keep up with that. My Impeding Behemoth in my hand doesn't gain me any such resources. This is the thing with Astral, is that they have so many cards that do this. And I remember in game 1, I was feeling very frustrated. I was very frustrated. There's me a particular moment that I'm going to point out. And these were very, very intense games between the two of us. We really both played out our minds. This isn't going to be a story of misplays, ladies and gentlemen. Although there will be a few of those. A few of those committed by yours truly. Drops the 1/7 Infantry Descendant, which just immediately draws him another card. See what I mean? Look, another die that gave this guy a free card. Well, I just he had spent his spirit, but that doesn't really matter for Star. They have so much money to spend. They can afford it. So now he's played 2 dies that each replaced his hand card, and he still gets to do his combat. So he just went +2 before even doing any combat. Now I'm down a guy, and I'm staring down a board of 4-2-1. And I perfect defense. I perfect defense the 2 because I'm like, I gotta get some better cards. And I remember being pissed at this LSI. I was so mad at this LSI draw. I went, oh, you motherfucker. I rip up 2 cards in my deck, and I draw into Bladed Savage and Aura, and I spirit that fucking LSI so goddamn fast. I'm so violent with the LSI. And once again, I do clear board. It takes like everything. I have to use Impeding Behemoth, Savage, and Aura. I have to use so many cards just to keep up, but it doesn't really matter because 2 of these guys just replace them. I have to 1-for-1 take the Aura and the Red Giant out of the equation, and then I use Bladed Savage, kill the Chrono, and then I re-engage it to support the Behemoth to kill the Descendant. And boy howdy, look at me, now I'm down to no expend, because this is what I have to do as the Beast player versus Star. And look, end of his turn, he's got 3 in hand, and I have 3 total. I guess I have 4 if you count Bond, but Bond doesn't do me any good. He's going to draw for turn and get another card. And there will probably be more cards that give him more. And you see how it repeats itself here. And this is just the hell of fighting Astral with non-Astral, at least right now. At least if you're a deck that doesn't do a lot of blessing. If you're playing like Abyss right now, or this, you're just fucked. you're really fucked. I would hate to be an Abyss player in this current format. We plan on doing some nerfs to Astral after this, don't worry. Balance will be restored to the universe. Spirit's a Black Hole Smith. 4 cards in hand. Let's see what Mr. Terry does here. Wait for it. And he drops the Black Hole Smith. I remember punching my chair when this thing got dropped at me. I'm like, you piece of shit. You and your guys who give you free cards, piss off. I was so angry at this moment that I was livid, man. I had to open YouTube and turn on some calming ass music to like get my head down, and I'm like, okay. And then he drops Brave Nova, which just removes my Behemoth for free. And I'm like, oh, I'm just fucked. I'm so fucked. Shuffle back 4 exiled cards. Behemoth goes to the bottom of the deck. And just like that, the Beast's one great strength of big stat lines is undone by Brave Nova, the Anal Destroyer. And I remember like a few turns ago, I was like, oh, well, I'm doing actually okay. I'm kind of doing tip for tap, but not against Astral. Astral just has this ability to just get fucking free cards out of nowhere, and it is so aggravating. So yeah, I'm on no expend. I'm gonna have 2 cards. I draw 2. If I could use all 3 of these cards, I could maybe do something, but with only 2 of them, the game was over and I scoop it up. And this was my master plan. Now look at that sideboard, ladies and gentlemen. My big master plan going into this was I was going to ghost side Shaman. And what is ghost siding? Well, that's where you side deck a completely different strategy and replace your strategy with that. I knew going in that Beast could not win. I tried. Damn did I try. I didn't fuck up anywhere. I tried, okay? Didn't work out. I side in 15 cards to pivot to a Shaman deck. And side out all of my Beast cards and most of my Haven cards. I signed out like the Fluttering Cupids, the Last Second Interceptions, the Bonds, the Phantom Horn, the Behemoths, and the Impalers. I just get rid of all those fuckers. And I'm like, if I want any chance, I need to be playing Shaman instead. And this is what I did. This was my side deck. This is my side deck of choice. Call it cowardly if you want, but I play to win, folks. I am a very competitive person. I like winning. And so, as a result, going into Astral meta, I sideboarded a complete Shaman deck to do better. I mulliganed that hand. I get into a pretty okay hand. And we did a Grand Summoner in Spirit. I'm actually pretty okay with this. I'm like, okay, this is a pretty good hand. Village Sage is very nice for just getting me more cards. And again, the thing with fighting Astral is that you only want to play a card when it's going to directly do something for you. So I go first and I just pass turn because I want to be on that spirit advantage of having the extra spirit. Because I'll begin my turn by having 1 more spirit than the opponent. And my opponent will begin their turn by catching up to me. You know, that first turn advantage. And as Primal, that's very important because, again, you're all about that spirit. Invoking guys. I believe he goes Chrono Extractor Red Giant here, or something along those lines. It's like a 1 and a 2. Yeah, Red Giant. Called it. So a 1 and a 2. To be honest, I don't know why he really played the Giant. I don't super agree with that. I probably would have just ended on the Chrono. The Red Giant didn't really accomplish anything. I Spirit a Mana Charged Beast, and I believe my turn is I want to get that Grand Summoner in my hand somehow, and I can only do that with Wild Prescience. So I Spirit 1. Oh no, I shuffled into deck. Wow, I shuffled back into deck with Trainee. Okay. Oh, I think it's because I had one in hand, right? I had another one in hand. I Spirit the Village Sage, expend it, draw a card. I need my plussing. If I'm going to beat Astral, I need to be plussing like they do. I need to be super conservative with how I play. I have to be playing this not like I would play against anything else. I can't do blockers. I can't be defensive. My cards need to kill cards, and my cards need to plus. Otherwise, I'm just going to get outgrinded and I'm going to lose. So again, I use my dice towards boards. I go plus, Grand Summoner is a +1, turning on my Disturbed Grazer, my Spirit. We have 2 Grazers right now, which means I'm going to be able to unexpend 2 Spirit instead of just 1. Grazer's very powerful. We're on the Mana Charged Beast as well. Very powerful, level 2. Make himself 21k, level 3 for no cost, but he shuffles back in the deck after he uses it. As you can see, this Mana Charged Beast comes in so clutch against Astro. I use this thing so many fucking times to just clear their Photon Cardinals and their level 3s with it. And it's one of the things that gave me a real edge in this matchup. Oh, this was the turn. So to explain here, again, Astral has bad stats to compensate for their plussing. So in my mindset, I went, well, an 18k level 3 and a 9k level 1 is difficult for Astral to clear. He plays the Pulsar Transmitter, which can suicide into the Trainee to clear it. But I'm like, he doesn't have any 18k level 3s. The only thing he has in his deck is the Sonic Cyber Vanilla, which I have seen. He does have Photon Cardinal, and he's only 1 away from it. He's only 1 away, guys. 1 away from that Photon Cardinal being live. Can he make it live? Can he make it live, chat? Can he make the Cardinal live? No, he fucking can't. No, he fucking can't make it live, chat. If he could, this game would have gone a lot differently. If he had 1 more exile, chat. But as a result, this is the turn that I absolutely exploit this board state. So we draw our 2 cards. Pick up a Village Sage and a Blade Savage, and I'm actually very happy to see these because I have the Wild Prescience. I believe I Spirit the Grazer because I'm going to invoke it off of the Drew. Yeah, that's exactly what we fucking do. We go Drazari. Drazari effect, invoke the Disturbed Grazer. Disturbed Grazer is going to be able to unexpend a Spirit too. Oh, and I did another Grazer. It's a Grazer Condoline. infinite condo line of Grazers, and I'm debating what to shuffle back here. I think I shuffle back the mana here. No, I shuffle back the Village Sage. Wow, I'm greedy. That's a little bit more greedy than I would have liked, but you know, it's all right. Wild Prescience effect. I believe I add this back. Yep, I do exactly that, and I Spirit the Village Sage. I want them draws. Yippee, yippee-ki-yay, draw a card. So again, my hand economy is so much better playing Shaman than it is with Beast. Holy fuck. Just having some draw cards and some allies that plus me, insane. You didn't see it there also. I went 5 face because his board is a 14k, a 9k, and a 10k. And those 3 allies do not kill Grazer and Druzari. So I'm in a good fucking spot. I was able to swing him for 5 face. He did not have Temporal Halt, his in-nation pulse field. He didn't have it. So I'm like, okay. I took advantage of the fact that his board was quad, and this used to be a very common Astral strategy back in the day, where Astral used to just quad their dudes very fast. They don't do it as much now, but sometimes old tricks still work. We picked up a Prideful Howl and an Unresting. I believe I Spirit Unresting here, yeah. Prideful Howl is very good. Prideful Howl comes up so much in this matchup. I was never unhappy to see Prideful Howl. And I get Bladed Savage with Prideful Howl, which clears 2 of his dudes by itself, and then Disturbed Grazer knocks out the last one. So, again, very lucky draws. I can't underestimate how much luck went into this game. So much luck. Bladed Savage killing the Cardinal and the Transmitter just immediately. And then Disturbed Grazer cleans up the Astrolodian Sentry, and I deal another 5 damage to the dome. 10 damage this crew has got me. So valuable. And now I'm sitting pretty. I've got a full board of cards. I have a handful of new cards if he breaks me. And I have a combat trick, an Unresting Spirit of the Beast. I'm feeling so good about this game. I'm like, I'm actually pod champing because I remember just being so shocked that I'm like, oh my god, I might actually take game 2. And obviously, you know I do take game 2 because we have a game 3 to discuss, don't we? Spoiler alert, I win this one. Not hard to see why. I'm up so much health. I do almost punt though, which we will get into. Chrono Extractor. I'm sweating. I legit turned on the fan in my room because I was sweating bullets during this fucking game. Because again, I went into this not thinking I could win. Because again, I've been playtesting this pre-nerf Astral for days, either fighting Kokojo or fighting myself. And man, have I just been getting my ass blasted by Astral. So again, I was not expecting this at all. I am like super hyped. I'm like, okay, my card economy is competitive with Astral. We're doing it. Drops a Javelin, drops a Cardinal. Pretty good. And then we drop our secret weapon. Unresting Spirit of the Beast. This card is so hype. 8k Two-Bladed Savage. Woo, 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 woo. 8k Savage. Support or lose your Cardinal. This was very important because this meant that my Druzari got to live. So now he had to support his Javelin to not lose his Cardinal. And it's my turn, and I have a little sneaky Pat Behemoth in my hand. And I think we're gonna invoke that Pat. Oh, there it is, a Pat Behemoth. Gotta use those extra attacks. Like I have. Again, I was really try-harding. I don't think I can express how calculated like every move was. What I boosted with how, what I spirited. Everything was so calculated. Boosting the Pack with Prowl, letting it beat over Cardinal, summon the Grazer. And here's where I fuck up. As we're gonna see, I do a little oopsie and I almost punt this game. I get greedy and try to just kill him and get punished by a Temporal Halt. And I'm like, no, now I can't kill the Javelin. I tried to go for 2 more face, but I remember that Pat Behemoth has conditions that make it fair. And I cannot swing face off of what is invoked with Pat Behemoth. And I'm like, oh yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not a perfect duelist. I am not a perfect duelist. Fuck me. I designed cards for this game. You'd think I know what they do, right? The inner Yu-Gi-Oh player in me never reads my fucking cards. Oh, so he's left with a Javelin. This should not be here. I should have fucking just killed it. At this point, I'm sweating a little bit, and I'm like, okay, if I lose because of this misplay, it's entirely my fault. It's deserved. I'll just go fuck off and make my video now. And that's not what happens. He puts down a board of 3/3s and does nothing with them. He gets a bunch of cards, but chooses to pass. And he does this because he knows that if he kills Druzari, I just murder him back. And what you need to remember is that I have Prideful Howl, which can boost my remaining Grazer up to 18k, which kills any of his 3s. Again, I can't undersell how good Howl was in this matchup because all of his level 3s are 17. It allowed my 14k Grazers to just be able to munch on them, and was so nice. So he's like, well, if I kill your blocker, I'm just dead. And I'm like, yeah, and if you kill Drew, you're double dead. Still, I felt like he could be gaslighting me and maybe had a halt in hand, so I was still down play around. So I draw 2 cards at double recharge. Awesome. Love my net one. So I just settle for killing 2 level 3s, dealing 2 damage, and time is a flat fucking circle, ladies and gentlemen, because we're right back where we fucking started. We passed our turn. We can't play any allies, or our board is full. But I did draw into a perfect defense, which I'm like, okay, that's good insulation. He plays Mobius Dick, uses the effect to shuffle back some stuff. It doesn't matter. He hits a full board, and I just put up another board, and it doesn't matter because my board is able to kill his board of a 3, a 1, and a 1 drawback, and that's 5 damage, and I take the game 2, ladies and gentlemen. I was elated. I was fucking elated. Here we are at the long-awaited game 3, and he goes first. It's a Starting Spirit. My hand is not good. I open 2 recharge and I draw into the 3rd. Awesome! I smacked that bitch in the Spirit so fast. And I just do a Faunus Spirit Caller to add back the Summoner for later and dump this Village Sage to draw a card. My hand, I remember being very down about it. I'm like, man, this hand sucks. I draw into a Bladed Savage, which is actually very instrumental for the next turn. Prideful Howl plus Bladed Savage is very, very good. A very good 2-card combo. Spirit's the Astrologian Sentry. What does he drop, ladies and gentlemen? He drops another level 1 vanilla. He has a Temporal Halt to his hand, so now I know it's there. And he just kind of goes in. You know, he plays a bunch of guys. 1 kills Faunus. He does 2-face with the Cardinal. And then the Chrono Extractor remains face up. And this board was very tricky to break. But I draw into the cards that do it, which is Meditating Trainee and the Bladed Savage. I believe I Spirit the perfect defense here to get Haven online in theory. As a reminder, I'm only on 6 Haven guards left. I have 3 Melina and 3 PDs in deck. Sided out the Cupids, sided out the LSI, they're gone. Just some typical Meditating Trainee stuff, you know, cycling, blah, blah, blah. Spirit another recharge. Get these fucking recharges out of my goddamn hand. Prideful Howl boosting the Savage. This allows the Savage to clean up both of his guys. And break what would have otherwise been unbreakable in terms of board strength. I main phase 2 recharge. I actually don't know why I did this in hindsight. I think that was kind of a mistake. I should have waited to use that recharge for when I needed it, because I just lost a hand card for no reason. Maybe I was feeling like, oh, well, I should just get this now, because I might return it to my hand or something. I don't know. This was a bit of a weird play. I remember with the Wild Prescience, I was like, man, I'd like to use Village Sage again, because I'm just down so many cards. Which I'm not. It's 6 cards to what will be 6 as soon as he Spirits, but he drops Brave Nova to shuffle back my Trainee and then kill my Savage, so... sadly, Bladed Savage plus Unresting does not equal Brave Nova. Unfortunate. So I could not cheese the Brave Nova that way. I wish I could have. It would have been very funny. We draw into Tuster and we draw into Howl, and I was elated. I was so fucking happy. I believe I Spirit the Tuster here. No, I Spirit the Howl. Because I'm going to go... Oh, no, I go Grand Summoner. Wow. I go Grand Summoner Mana Charge. The Tuster comes back later. I did not have a line to kill this Brave Nova. I mean, I did, but we were trading like 3 cards, and it would have been good. So I settled for going Grand Summoner plus 1 into Mana Charge Beast to just run it over. Deal 3 damage, and I pass turn. I have this Unresting in my hand. I go Wild Prescience, add back the Village Sage, dump this. I'm keeping the Village Sage in case I can use it later. You know, maybe I do a Trainee, maybe I do a Faunus or something that I can dump this in later. Or the other Presciences, you know. I do play 3 of it now. It's Global Child, Javelin, Cardinal here. And a big thing with this turn is I do something that confuses him. He does Javelin, attack the Mana Charge, and I opt to use my Unresting Spirit of the Beast. This move confused Terry. My thought process was either you now lose your Javelin on your turn, or you have to waste a support. And he chooses to use a support here, and this means my Grand Summoner gets to live. Honestly, in his shoes, I probably would have let the Javelin die to secure that Grand Summoner. Letting me keep a level 3. If we know anything from the Dreidel video, ramp is very good in Arakai. It's very scary. Oh, and I'm rewarded for that Wild Prescience move, aren't I? Look at that. I'm a Meditating Trainee. Happy to be in my hand. We Spirit the Disturbed Grazer. And we go 4 for Patty Boy. 1 Patty Boy. Meditate Trini, I believe I shuffle back to the Aura of the Beast and dump the Village Sage to the we draw into Jazari. I have a little bit of a blonde moment here where I think it acts like I'm putting it from top deck into Spirit. Very funny. No, past me. That's not how that works. Village Sage goes in, I draw into another Jazari. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, 2 Drazaris are better than 1. Yeah, imagine if he had done what I said instead. Then he wouldn't have this level 3 here for Tusker to kill and deal 3 damage, and I wouldn't have a Grand Summoner on the board. I think the correct play there from Terry would have absolutely been to just let the Javelin die and then use Cardinal and Child to kill the Grand Summoner. Because again, the mana charge beats would have been shuffled back into the deck, so I think it wasn't worth it. That's my only criticism. But we have a life lead, and we have a card economy lead. We are being ahead of them, even though they're the Astral deck. Vito's Lilia to bounce my trainee, and honestly, I was pretty happy about this in the moment. I'm like, oh, I get to reuse my trainee? Yes, that sounds wonderful. I will 100% take that. He assembles a board of Photon Cardinal and Transmitter. Supports over my Tusker, and look who's alive still. This Grand Summoner is still alive, ladies and gentlemen. The move that was so confusing is having serious repercussions later in the game. Now I get my Disturbed Grazer, Druzari play, I dump a Pat Behemoth off the Drew, yada yada yada. Put back in the, I believe we put back in the other pack here, so there's another one in there. Dump in a Faunus here, yippee-ki-yay. Prideful Howl boosts the Grazer. The Cardinal is not yet boosted, he doesn't have 7. And I tell him, I'm like, what? See, it was so confusing to you to protect this Grand Summoner. But this Grand Summoner, I won't say it won me the duel, but it was definitely instrumental in my victory. And now we're in the end game. And this is the part of the game where shit gets real, ladies and gentlemen. Terry doesn't want to lose. I want to win. Black Hole Smith gets to draw a card because he's Astral. Is it enough, ladies and gentlemen? Is it enough? What's that he's playing? Lilia. No effect. What does he do with these 2 cards, ladies and gentlemen? He does the best possible move. He goes 7 face. Honestly, I respect it. You know why I respect it? Because I know that last card in his hand is fucking Temporal Halt. You know how I know that? He would have played it. If it was an ally, he would have played it. Any resource card, he would have played it. Removal, he would have played it. That last card is Temporal Halt, and we both know it. And as we'll see in the game, I am spot fucking on with that. Spoiler alert, that is Temporal Halt in his hand. So if I just try to go 8 face here, I lose. But I'm also at a kill threshold. I only have 5 life, guys. So I boost Razor, walk over this, and I go Druzari over Lily. I did this deliberately because I know in his deck, outing an 18k is a lot harder for him than outing a 14. So I did the Grand Summoner up, and I don't swing because, again, if I swing with this Grand Summoner and he halts me, he doesn't even have to. He'd be down to 1. All he has to do is play allies whose level equal 5. Furthermore, I don't have a perfect defense in my hand. They're not there. If I do lose the game on the spot, if he draws 2 4s. So I double Lilia, Descendant Lilia, Cyber Arm Lilia, Cyber Arm Descendant, any of that shit. Just fucking kills me if he has 2 of them. Very unlikely, but it would have won him the game. But fortunately for me, he doesn't have that. Instead, he plays a Sonic Cyber and passes. And again, I'm in the same position here. We don't murder that. He goes down to 3. And again, I could swing the Grand Summoner and try to kill. But again, he'll halt me, and then I'll lose my Grand Summoner, guys. I asked to see his expended Spirit, because remember, Spirit is public knowledge. You can ask to see your opponent's expended Spirit at any time. They have to show you it. So we kind of just play this game of he'll invoke a blocker to not die, and then I kill him. He plays Chrono Extractor, goes +1. Into Black Hole Smith. Again, another die. Going +1, baby. Off this 1 Chrono Extractor, he got 2 cards. And I'm just praying he fucking whiffs, man. I'm just praying. But yeah. He draws into a Stargazing, peeps top 3. So he gets a cycle too. Plenty of expend left. He can afford Stargazers, man. Things are down to the wire. It's 3 to 5 life. It's anyone's game. He plays a Sonic Cyber. And what does he do with it? Black Hole Smith chose my Razor. My Razor down, shit. And I believe he leaves these 2 up, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm right. And then we still draw nothing. Is what I would say if we didn't draw Wild Prescience. Wild Prescience. Add back Pat Behemoth. Draw a card off the guy. Doesn't matter. Pat Behemoth kills that Chrono Extractor. Pat Behemoth gets out of here. We play the Tusker. Tusker kills Sonic Cyber. 3 damage. He ends the duel. And my opponent resigns. And that is the end of the duel. I will say to Mr. Terry Cat, you played a fantastic game. Had me sweating bullets. I was on the edge of my seat the entire match. From the very, very downtrodden game 1 where I was desperately trying to make Beast do something, to that game 2 where I was able to miraculously do some amazing damage through this restraint board. But what I think won me the game, in hindsight, looking back at everything that happened in game 3, what won me the game was this turn. This turn right here. This simple interaction that at the time you thought was silly. This Dimension Javelin attacking my Mana Charged Beast, and I use Unresting. I really think the better play for you was to let it die. Kill the Grand Summoner. Why, though? Because you did exactly what I wanted you to do. I wanted you to support. You didn't want to lose your Javelin. You wanted that damage? I don't know. This action lets me maintain my Grand Summoner. I cannot stress how strong Ramp is in Arakai. Maintaining your guy just to kill that mana charge through the spell, not worth it. Sure, you got rid of 2 of my cards, but look what it made me do. Your Javelin wouldn't be here. You wouldn't have a Javelin for my Path Behemoth to run over and deal 3 damage. I wouldn't have a Grand Summoner here to walk over your Wotan Cardinal or just to be a big threat. And this Grand Summoner persists over several turns. You can't clear it, and is instrumental in my defense until the very end of the game. This one simple mistake is all it takes. And believe me, I made some mistakes too. Again, that Javelin turn, what the hell was I cooking? But at that point, it didn't matter. Such a simple thing. One small move can change the course of the entire game. A move you might find silly might just be your downfall. The lesson here to learn, kids, is that your opponent always has a plan. That plan might not be good, but there is a plan. And even though a move might not make sense to you at the time, really consider all your options before thinking. I think had he suicided that Javelin into the spell, this duel might have gone a lot different. But who's to say? We have another round coming up next time on this tournament series, where we bring back the Beast down to try and climb our way through the Astral metagame. To be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. This match was stressful, but if we win that one, we could go undefeated with Primal and steal that Primal Duel Master role for ourselves. Until then, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's game. And to Terry, you play a good game, my friend. A damn good game. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.